We are Kenwood, and we know our voices.
The title of our scene is Exit Hastings, Act 3, Scene 4.
Now, noble peers, the cause why we are met is to determine of the coronation. In God's name speak, when is the royal day?
Is all things ready for the royal time?
It is, and what's but nomination?
Tomorrow then, I judge a happy day.
Who knows the Lord's protector's mind herein? Who is most inward with the noble duke?
Your grace, we think, should soon as know his mind.
We know each other's faces. For our hearts, he knows no more of mine than I of yours, or I of his, my lord, than you of mine.
Lord Hastings, you are here and there in love.
I thank his grace. I know he loves me well, but for his purpose in the coronation, I have not sounded him, nor he delivered his gracious pleasure anywhere therein. But you, my honorable lords, may name the time, and in the duke's behalf, I'll give my voice.
In happy time, here comes the Duke himself.
My noble lords and cousins all, good morrow. I have been long a sleeper, but I trust my absence doth neglect no great design, which by my presence might have been concluded.
Had you not come upon your cue, my lord, William Lord Hastings had been out your part. I mean your voice, for crown of the king.
Then my Lord Hastings no man might be bogus. His lordship knows me well and loves me well. Cousin of Buckingham, a word with you. Catesby has sounded Hastings in our business and finds the testy gentleman so hot that he will lose his head ere give consent.
Withdraw yourself a while. I'll go with you.
We have not yet set down this day of triumph. Tomorrow, in my judgment, is too sudden, for I myself am not so well delighted as I will be were the day prolonged.
His grace looks cheerfully and smooth this morning. There's some conceit or other likes him well when that he bids good morrow with such spirit. I think there's never a man in Christendom can lesser hide his love or hate than he, for by his face straight shall you know his heart.
What if his heart receives in his face by any livelihood he shows today?
Marry, that with no man here he is offended. For were he that showed in his looks.
I pray you all, tell me what they deserve, that do conspire my death with devilish plots of damned witchcraft, and that have prevailed upon my body with their hellish charms.
The tender love I bear your grace, my lord, makes me most forward in this princely presence, to doom the offenders whosoever they be. I say they have deserved death.
Then be your eyes the witness of their evil. Behold, my arm is like a blasted sapling withered up, and this is Edward's wife, that monstrous witch, consorted by that harlot strumpet shore, that by their witchcraft thus have marked me.
If they have done this deed, my noble lord,
If thou be against, thou art a traitor. Off with his head. Now by St. Paul I swear I will not die until I see the same. Love the miraculous. Look that it be done. The rest that love me, rise and follow me.
woe! Woe for England, not a whit for me, for I too fond might have prevented this. Stanley did dream a board, did raise his helm, and I did scorn it in this day to fly. 3 times today my foot-flop horse did stumble and started as he looked upon the tower and sloped to back into the slaughterhouse. Oh! Now I need the princess fix me. Oh! Margaret! Now thy heavy curses lighting on poor Hastings' wretched head.
Come, dispatch. The Duke will be at dinner. Make sure he longs to see your head.
Momentary grace of mortal men, for which we hunt more than the grace of God.
Come, dispatch. 'Tis foolish to exclaim.
Bloody Richard, miserable England, I prophesied the fearfulest time to thee that ever wretched age hath looked upon. Come, lead me to the block, bear him my head. They smile at me, who shall surely be dead. Sing.
and for many colored girls who have considered suicide when the rainbow is enough.
Stay! You that bear the corpse and set it down.
What black magician conjures up this fiend?
A barn dog dreadful minister of heaven.
Thou hast no power over his mortal body.
His soul thou canst not have.
Therefore be gone!
Sweet saint, for charity, be not so cursed.
Foul devil, for God's sake, hence, and trouble us not. For thou hast made the happy earth thy hell. If thou would like to view thy heinous deeds, behold this pattern of thy butchery.
Dark phrases of womanhood, of never having been a girl, hath no scatter without rid of no tomb.
Lady, you know no rules of charity, which renders good for bad, blessings for curses.
No beast so fierce, no some touch of pity.
But I know none, and therefore am no beast.
How wonderful when devils tell the truth.
More wonderful when angels are so angry, fairer than the tongue can name thee. Let me have some patient leisure to excuse myself.
One thing I don't need is any more apologies. I got signs for the near my front door. You can keep yours. Didst thou not kill this king? You are all interested in doing something than being sorry. Beating my heart to death, talking about you sorry. Didst thou not kill this king? Next time you should admit, you're mean, low down, trifling, no count shade out. Instead of being sorry all the time, enjoy being yourself.
By such despair I should accuse myself.
And by despairing thou shalt not stand excused.
Didst thou not kill this king? I grant you.
He is in heaven, where thou shalt never come.
And thou unfit for any place but hell.
Yes, one place else if you will hear me name it.
Some dungeon.
Your bedchamber.
A friend is hard to press charges against.
If you know him, you must have wanted him.
A misunderstanding. You know, these things happen. Are you sure you didn't suggest?
Have you been drinking?
A rapist is always to be a stranger to be legitimate.
Is not the cause your blameless that
Thou was the cause of the most accursed effect.
your beauty was the cause of that?
If I thought that, I'd tell thee homicide, these nails shall win that beauty from my cheeks.
He lives that loves thee better than he could.
Name him.
Here! Why dost thou spit in me? If thy vengeful heart cannot forgive, lo here I lend thee this sharp-pointed sword, and humbly beg the death upon my knee.
Somebody almost walked off with all of my stuff. Not my poems or dance I gave up in the street, but somebody almost walked off with all of my stuff. Like the kleptomaniac, working hard and forgetting while stealing. This is mine, this ain't your stuff.
Take up the sword again, or take up me.
Arise, dissembler. Though I wish thy death, I would not be thy executioner.
Oh, would I knew thy heart.
'Tis figured in my tongue.
Now, I fear me both are false.
Then never was man true,
Well, we'll put up your sword.
but shall I live in hope?
All men I hope for so.
Thou sanctuary extreme.
To take is not to give.
Was ever woman in this humor wooed?
Was ever woman in this humor won? I've lost it. Touch of reality. I don't know who's doing it. I thought I was, but I was so stupid. I was able to be hurt. And that's not real. Not anymore. I should be immune. If I'm still alive, if that's what I was discussing, how I am still alive in my dependency on other living beings for love, I survive on intimacy and tomorrow. That's all I've got.
I sat up one night walking, screaming, crying, the ghost of another woman who was missing what I was missing. I wanted to jump out of my bones and be done with myself. Leave me alone and go on in the wind. It was too much. I fell into a numbness to the only tree I could see, took me up her branches, held me in the breeze. I found God in myself, and I loved her. I loved her dearly.
I found God in myself.
Bring her out to know herself, to know you. She's been dead so long, close and silent so long, she doesn't know the sound of her own voice, her infinite beauty. She's half no scatter without rhythm, no tune. Seek her sighs, sing a song of her possibilities, sing a righteous gospel. Let her be born.
I'll have her, but I will not keep her long. Sing.